What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're reviewing Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This film came out in 2014 and was directed by the Russo brothers. It stars Chris Evans as Captain America and Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow, and Sebastian Stan, of course, as Bucky or the Winter Soldier. Now, before we start, hit the like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you know if every video. Let's just start. Let's start talking about the good. So all the actors and actors in this film are fantastic. Of course, you have Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, Captain America, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes or the Winter Soldier, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson or the Falcon, Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff or Black Widow, Frank Grillo as Crossbones, Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce, and Samuel L. Jackson, of course, as Nick Fury. All of them are fantastic in this film. The opening sequence I thought was fun. It was a fun opening sequence. It was thrilling. It was very entertaining, and I really liked what they did with the opening sequence. The first act of the film is also very, very entertaining. Of course, that's where they have to do all the setup, set up all these new characters, set up the actual problem in the entire film, and I think they do it well. I thought it was entertaining, even though they had to accomplish all of that. I still thought it was very entertaining. The Falcon entrance, or Sam Wilson's entrance in the first act of the film and the end of the second act is awesome. I really, really loved the entrance of that character. And of course, he is a good character. He's not one of my favorite characters, but every single time he's on screen, I find some enjoyment. The relationship between Natasha Romanoff and Steve Rogers is very good. It is a very good relationship that they have in this film. And I think they do a really good job at portraying different emotions in this film. Because by the end of the film, Captain America is like, basically, he's really, really hurt. He's to the point of death. And I think their relationship is very, very well handled, especially in that second act of the film. The cinematography, which of course is the shots, the cameras, the lighting, fantastic. The Russo brothers know how to film their action sequences, and just like in Infinity War and Endgame, this was their directorial debut in Marvel, and I think that it was a fantastic debut. The chase sequences. Now, there is one chase sequence, which is Captain America and the Winter Soldier in the second act, and there's also a car chase sequence in that same second act, and it is awesome. Like I said, they know how to film their action sequences. Those two sequences in particular were very, very well done. The second act of the film, I thought it was good. It was good. It wasn't the best second act. I think they could have just cleaned a few things up in that second act to make it more entertaining, but I thought it was good. The action sequences. Now, there are a lot of awesome action sequences. There's two sequences. There's an elevator fight sequence, which is one of the best fight sequences in the entire MCU, just because it was obviously just held in one tiny space. Captain America is just taking out all those Hydra guys inside the elevator, and it's awesome. And the bridge fight sequence. There's a bridge fight sequence, which is, again, awesome. There's a reveal of Dr. Zola, who was, of course, in Captain America: The First Avenger. He is in computer form in this film, just like in the What If episode, where he's in computer form. He is in a computer form in this film, and I think it's very, very good. It was a good reveal. There's also a good reveal of Alexander Pierce being the actual villain and the one who is sort of the leader of Hydra. And I think, again, it was good. Robert Redford is great as Alexander Pierce, and I think his reveal was really good. There was also a reveal of Senator Stern, who was, of course, in Iron Man 2. It was played by Gary Shandling. I think it was good. Of course, I remember that character because he was one of the standouts in Iron Man 2, one of the only good parts of Iron Man 2. And he's funny. He's a really, really funny character, and I really like what they did in this film. He's only in like one or two sequences, but he's awesome. These spy sequences. Now, I love spy films. James Bond is easily one of my top 5 favorite franchises of all time, and I really, really love spy films. This film is one of Marvel's best spy espionage films, and it's awesome. It has that atmosphere of a spy film, and of course, with the Black Widow in it, you also have that added layer of spy film in this film, and I think it works very, very well for what they're going for. There are many hilarious sequences. Of course, this is a Marvel film, so you can't go in a Marvel film without having some comedic sequences, and they're placed well in the film. The Russo brothers know how to place their comedy, and of course, going to Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War, they know where to place it. They don't put comedy where someone's dying. When Iron Man's dead. They obviously wouldn't put comedy, but some directors will. Um, but I think they do a great job with the comedy in this film. Um, the emotional reunion with Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter is fantastic. I really, really liked what they did with that sequence. Peggy Carter is now an old woman, and she is dying. Steve Rogers is right there, and it was very emotional, and I think it works very, very well. The reveal of Bucky. There's a reveal of Bucky Barnes in the mask. He takes it off, and it's Bucky, and it's awesome. It's a great reveal. Of course, I really, really like Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, and his reveal was great. There are some good flashback sequences. There's one major flashback sequence with Bucky and Steve. I thought it was good. There's a Joe Russo cameo. Obviously, Joe Russo directed this film with his brother Anthony. I think his cameo was great. Of course, Stan Lee, always great cameos. His cameo in this one, I thought it was really, really good. The score. Now, Henry Jackman is nearly in my top 10 favorite composers of all time just because of what he did with the Kingsman films. I really, really love the score for the Kingsman films, and he goes to score this film, and it shows because he knows how to score spy films. And of course, the Kingsman films were sort of like a parody of James Bond, and he did really well with the score there. So when he put the score in this film, it's awesome. And this is also one of the darker MCU films. This is not a light MCU film. This is really, really dark, and I really, really like that about this film. The third act of the film is very, very entertaining. It's fun, energetic, and there are some awesome action sequences in that third act. And the final battle between Captain America or Steve Rogers versus Bucky or the Winter Soldier is awesome. It is very, very well done. It is in the sky, it's on that plane, and it is fantastic. I really, really, really liked what they did in terms of cinematography, where they did a close up on Steve Rogers' face. His face, he has black eye after Bucky was just repeatedly punching him, and it doesn't go well because you think that Bucky would like be sort of renewed and turning back into his friend, but he doesn't. And I really, really liked what they did with that aspect of the film. The ending sequence, I thought it was a good ending sequence. It did a good job tying up the film and leading up into the next film. And the post-credit scene, awesome post-credit scene, of course, leading into Avengers: Age of Ultron with Wanda and Pietro. The reveal was very, very good. And Bucky Barnes is in the World War II Museum. I thought it was great. Now that's all the good that I have. Now let's move on to the bad. So the only bad thing I have to say about this film is that there are some slow sequences where I was sort of bored throughout some sequences in that second act. But other than that, this is a fantastic film. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is a great sequel, and I highly recommend it. And I'm gonna give Captain America: The Winter Soldier a B+. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and post notification bell so you know if you're a free video on Peter. Thank you for watching.